Hello everyone. Today is what is today? Um Friday, January 10th, 2025 at 3:59 p.m. in the afternoon. So, I'll try to just get straight to the point about the wrongful arrest um from yesterday. So, I'm gonna just talk about what happened yesterday first, and then after that, and then I'll probably go into more like history and talk about some other things. So it's now 4 o'clock p.m. in the afternoon. So, excuse me for coughing. Thankfully, I have help for um, another motel night for tonight, but after tonight, I will need more nights. I don't even know when I will get to upload um, this video. So the fake Darnell Williams perp keeps making fake prank calls to the cops and trying to hope that I could get wrongfully arrested or shot and killed or have something horrible happen to me or go to jail or whatever. So some of y'all saw in my live stream what happened on December 21st and December 31st. And also, so that was 10 days apart that happened. December 21st and then December 31st. And then January 9th, yesterday. And also, October 8th, November 13th, and some other days as well. I think June 12th, and some more times. And he's probably not the only one doing it. Making fake prank calls and getting me wrongfully um, permanently banned from or kicked out of places or have the police come and confront me about XYZ. So yesterday evening, um, afternoon, I guess, the library closed at 6 o'clock yesterday evening, and I went out of the doors opposite of what I usually go out of. I went out of the well, I guess, you know, the side doors rather than the front doors yesterday. And I left out, excuse me, I left out about 12 minutes before the library closed because I was supposed to have done it sooner than that because one of my supportive subscribers has suggested that I should try to ask for help earlier than 6 o'clock. And it was, y'all know, it was pretty cold yesterday. So I had to check out the motel yesterday and I didn't get help last night. If the jail incident didn't happen, and if the jail incident didn't happen and I could have still been able to ask for help, maybe someone probably could have came through and helped me with another night, you know. Excuse me, but the rain kept pushing back and I guess it didn't start till this morning. I don't know because I was in jail for 9 hours, I think. About 8.5 or 9 hours, a little bit shorter than the previous jail incident. Or maybe somewhere around there. I don't know. Maybe around the same time. But anyway. So I left out of the library about 12 minutes before 6 o'clock. It was like 5:48. And I was already live streaming. I left out, so for me to leave out 12 minutes in advance before they closed, and I was standing by live streaming the entire time. About 7 o'clock, it was right after 7 o'clock, just like what happened December 21st. December 21st, well, it was a Saturday, so the library closed at 5, and it was extremely cold. And so I was still trying to, ask for help. And usually I stick around about an hour or so, but I was really needing help out of the cold. And so my hands went numb at 52 degrees December 21st. And the cops did what they did, but eventually, well, they let me go free. And then I don't remember who it was that, but I'm not going to publicize or say anyway, but someone, came through and helped me with, I think it was a couple of people that pitched in and helped that night. And so anyway, last night, y'all saw me live streaming the entire time. So I guess it was a little over an hour that I was live streaming. He kept, illegally hacking in and sabotaging the live stream like he always does. Fake Darnell. That's not his real name. And then after that, I when y'all saw on video the deep beginning of what happened. So I don't know if the video picked up the cops saying, the police had said, we got a call that that you broke into the library. Now, like, well, it was obvious that I didn't. So fake Darnell has been doing to me what people have said is considered swatting. And I've done my research. You don't need an actual SWAT team with guns and big guns or whatever. All they got to do is prank call and make a fake call to the police and lie and say you committed such and such bogus crime. And they do that to us targeted individuals anyway, And so, they, with the gang stalking, they do the framing and setting up targets. And, if you're targeted, you're falsely accused of crimes that you didn't commit. And other targets have mentioned about being like brutalized by police and also wrongfully thrown in jail and on false charges and had to sit in jail for such and such a long amount of months or even suffering prison in years. Suffering in prison for years for stuff they're innocent of and falsely accused and never did. And or if they exposing corruption, you can be a whistleblower exposing corruption and then get falsely framed and set up and wrongfully thrown in jail or prison, and people will think you're guilty. This young mayor, Tyron Trong, I don't know if he's black. I don't know if he's biracial, half black and half Vietnamese, or if he's just a black guy with a Vietnamese last name. And he was the mayor of Bogalusa. I don't know if he's current or former mayor of Bogalusa, Louisiana, where the biological mom Frances was supposedly born at. And I don't think I've ever been to Bogalusa, Louisiana, but he recently was set up on drug trafficking and some other so-called criminal charges. and he tweeted on X or Twitter, about how he basically if you expose corruption and then you become targeted. So I believe him when he said, something like that. And I heard that for Hurricane Katrina, former Mayor C. Ray Nagin, they just call him Ray Nagin, excuse me, after he spoke the truth about the hurricanes and targeted individual, he spoke again the truth about the hurricanes and the conspiracy, and then he became a targeted individual and was falsely framed, set up, and locked up in prison for I don't know how long. See, they're torturing my left foot with directed energy weapons. Because I'm speaking the truth now. They're trying to make my left toe lock up on me. The left side of my foot and my left toe, they're trying to make it lock up on me. But anyway, so I'm just, using a few examples of, how innocent people, no matter how rich or poor or what your position is, even if you're a homeless person, and rich can become poor seemingly overnight, and poor can become rich seemingly overnight. Either way, you can gain everything overnight or lose everything overnight. So, just because you hear somebody going to jail does not mean they're automatically always guilty. Excuse me. So this is what happened. So y'all saw the cops hurry up and run out of the vehicles and straight up ran towards me and then grabbed me. And I was trying to figure out, wait a minute, what are y'all doing? I knew fake Darnell called, but at first I thought that it was possible that they could have just passed by and saw me from that incident that happened on December 21st. But see, they're trying to make my whole left leg lock up on me electronically. They hit me, torturing me with weapons, trying to make my whole left leg and foot lock up on me. So, excuse me. And then, like recently, with me staying at this motel, the fake Gretna police, twice within the past week or so, they will stop someone, and then the police vehicle is flashing their lights right into my window while they're doing a fake traffic stop. Damn, they're trying to make my left leg lock up on me. Excuse me. But then if I get off the video, I guess the electronic attacks will stop. So, wow, they're trying to cause artificial fake Charlie horse in my left leg. And, and this is not a medical issue. This is the directed energy weapons torture while I'm speaking the truth about what they're doing, what's going on. And they're trying to slow me up because I was trying to get straight to the point. So, as I said, everything happened. Ow, 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 ow. Man, hold on. Oh, man. They're trying to make me stop talking. They're trying to make me quit talking. Oh. So anyway, the pain is excruciating. Oh. Oh, stop. Oh, they're torturing my leg. Hold up, y'all. Now they're trying to make both legs lock up on me. Ow. Hold on, y'all. Ow! 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 Oh, they're trying to. Oh! They're hurting my leg. Hold up. Oh! Ow! Ouch! Hold up. See, and right at the mark of the numbers that I hate, then they stop the torture. Oh man, ow, 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 ow. So, excuse me. So right when I get to talking about what they did to me, now they're attacking. I mean, the direct energy weapons is attacking my left leg. That's them doing that. So, oh man, ow, ouch, ow. So out, but ouch, but so everything happens so fast that I'm not even sure or don't remember fluently or whatever exactly happened, but the the officers had the officers had, I don't remember if they pushed me or threw me to the ground, but it felt like more than one of them, and they rough handled me so fast. They did whatever so quick that I'm not even sure what all they freaking did, but I just remember I don't remember if they shoved or threw me to the ground. And I didn't feel any injury or pain, but my left head and my left side of my face hit the curb. And I was on the ground, and they rough handled and handcuffed me so quick. And I was trying to figure out, what are they doing? What you know, and why did they come, or what, wait a minute, I try to say. They would not let me explain to them that the library police officers and the librarians said that it's okay for me to stand out there, and use the Wi-Fi and ask for help for a little while after the library closes. So, and I do that to try to save my phone data, so the phone data won't be used up. But because of the jail and the jail situation from last night, this morning I was forced to have to use at least 2 gigabytes of the phone data. And it just got renewed on the 8th. So so they kept demanding my name and demanded I identify myself, but they didn't give me their names or badge numbers. And They rough handled and threw and broke my phone like the female officers did the last time. So I'm gonna show y'all in the mirror my phone being broken. So I don't know if y'all can see this. And there's a long line or a street going this way. So that my phone being broke is a little cracked and broke, but not nearly as bad as what they did to me February of last year. But you know, when my younger brother Derek's illegal wife broke my phone, it was worse than both police incidents combined. And I realized I have to get, somebody's doing something to my phone, and I have to get a new phone every 3 or 4 months. So I can't even have, I can no longer see clearly on this phone, and it's very hard for me to see the battery percentage or anything on this phone. Excuse me. Excuse me. So they it was more than one male police officer that rough handled and tackled me down. Well, some kind of way tackled me to the ground, I guess. I don't remember if, as I said, I don't remember if they threw me or pushed me or tackled me to the ground. I just remember ended up on the, being like some kind of way on the ground, and this side of my head and my face got conked on the ground, but amazingly, no. I was afraid that if they would have done it any harder, they probably could have cracked my skull or broke my neck or something. But thankfully, I wasn't in pain or physically injured. But it was weird how it happened, how my face and head hit the ground, but I'm not injured or in any pain. But I felt a little slight something in my neck when and I felt this part of my head hit the curb and this side of my face, Excuse me. But they could have inflicted actual pain on me, So I don't remember everything. Everything happened so fast. Excuse me. Everything happened so fast, and I can't even think properly. Everything happened so fast, and then they rough handled and threw my phone and my belongings to the ground and threw me to the ground. And I was trying to figure out what was going on, and I thought that they probably ran and did what they did to me just by seeing me there. They make my eye itch from seeing me there um, on December 21st. I mean, I thought they were trying to do what they did from the December 21st incident, but they wouldn't let me explain that the library staff and the library police said that I'm not breaking any laws, I'm not trespassing, I'm not doing anything wrong. So then the officers weren't trying to listen to me, and then they were trying to say excuse me, they had this young arrogant kid that was rough handling and cussing me out, and he was like tall and skinny with glasses, and he was cussing me out. He was the one with the biggest mouth and cussing me out and everything. And there were 6 police vehicles. They sent 6 police vehicles, and I don't know how many male police officers and only 1 female, a Hispanic female, and they had for her to fucking molest me. Yeah, I said molest, sexually assault me, touching my tits and stuff. And then they rough handle and kick my leg open, trying to make it like they wanted me to spread my legs very wide and everything while they pretend to fake search me. And then excuse me. And one of the officers, I was already handcuffed, and it was before they put me in a vehicle that it might have been the officer that wrongfully arrested me and took me to jail. And the one who illegally drove me to jail. And I didn't even get to get any of their names, but the one who illegally drove me to jail was the one on December 21st that tried to say, "Oh, you're out of Cloud's business." And then he said, at that time on the 21st, he said, "Stay away from closed businesses and stay away from all houses." But even the library police said that those officers didn't know what they were talking about, you know. But why in the hell they send a minimum of 6, at least 5 or 6, or I didn't even know, it was more than 5 police officers, but at first 5 came on the scene and they were all men, and none of them were black. And you come and 5 men come and 5 police officers come and rough handle and tackle a black, disabled, disadvantaged, you know, helpless female to the ground. And I was trying to question, wait a minute, what are y'all doing? And I was trying to, they were so gung-ho about wanting to throw me in jail so bad. Because on December 21st, fake Darnell fake prank called the cops. Excuse me, and he was an internet stalker from a different city and state doing all this shit from online. And he lied. He called the cops and lied and said that he was driving by in a vehicle and overheard me screaming and cursing. And I almost got wrongfully arrested on December 21st. But they said, "Oh, you're free to go." They didn't demand, they did demand that I identify my name and birthday and all that. Yeah, they did. And people in the live stream chat were trying to forcefully order me to obey their orders and comply. I'm like, well, I'm innocent. I didn't even do anything wrong. So yesterday, the officer who illegally drove me to jail is the white guy with the one of the big mouth ones. Um, and they all seem military like you could tell they've been in the military before, probably Marines. You know, excuse me, because the cops are militarized. I heard the police are very militarized, uh, former military, and I also heard about the cops belonging to a fraternal organization, Freemasonry, called Fraternal Order of Police. Now you have to become a Freemason and part of Fraternal Order of Police in order to become a police officer. So then, so what else, y'all? I can't even think properly. My anxiety is really high right now. So then, help. But, so I think, yeah, they have the young kid, well, he looked like a young kid that try to say something about, oh, you'd be smart if you, keep your mouth shut and remain silent or whatever, you know. And I'm like, but what did I do? What did I do? You know, and they yelling at me and cussing me out. And then, excuse me, the fake officer, the one who told me, the one who told me on December 21st, the one who said, stay away from all houses and stay away from closed buildings. Stay away from closed businesses. He was, the one who illegally drove me to jail. And so, excuse me, and then it's like, hold on, y'all, I can't even think properly. So that one who illegally drove me to jail, he was the one who said, we got a call saying that you broke into and burglarized the library building. And I'm like, but no, I didn't. And okay, I'm sorry. They said, oh, okay, you're going to jail. I'm like, but wait a minute. I don't remember everything, but I do remember I had a little small argument with the underage looking fucking cop with the glasses, the tall one that got in my face. And I had basically a shouting match with him, And I told him straight to his face, you're younger than me. And he's like, I don't care. I said, well, I don't fucking care. I don't have to listen to you either. Y'all not God. And, they were militantly determined to wrongfully take me to jail. And I didn't even do anything to warrant or deserve to go to jail. And they violated all my belongings. And the police officer kept ignoring me. They're all abusive and narcissistic. Highly narcissistic. And they're going to fucking burn in hell. And I told the officers to their face, y'all going to hell. Excuse me. And these police officers do not acknowledge God. And they don't care about God. They don't pray or read their Bibles. They don't go to, not that you necessarily have to go to church, but they don't even care about any God or religion or faith or nothing. They just worship themselves, and they're worldly. And a lot of them are satanic with tattoos. And they delusionally believe that they are above God Himself. They are Luciferian. So the officer kept ignoring me when he was illegally driving me to jail, and and he kept ignoring me when I kept asking him about my phone, because I was wondering what happened to the live stream. And I also was trying to make sure that the live stream would have been cut off and turned off. You know, but I guess eventually it did. Excuse me. Um, so I mean, then after that, I don't know what happened. You know, excuse me. So I was he illegally drove me to jail, and and then they had a white male that was no taller than me really, and I don't even know if he was a perp, but he had on I forgot what color shirt or hoodie or whatever, but he had on red. He was purple with red pants, and he was like, and it was the officer from the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's that had him go in directly before me. I was taken in by fake Gretna police, not the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's. And um, so I mean, I don't remember everything, but I remember telling the fake officer, I told him, "You're going to hell," to his face. And he acted like it didn't really faze him, or he acted like he was more like glad to go to hell, like, oh, I'm glad, you know, something. I don't remember exactly, but and I was telling him like, oh, they got so many flies and gnats in here, and he said, and that was after I was already, you know, in jail. I mean, in getting processed, I guess. And then he said, "Oh, you're gonna see a lot more, a lot worse, or a lot more." You know, he said, "You're gonna see a whole lot more, a whole lot worse up in here, or whatever." You know, excuse me. And so then, and you know, I said, you know, why are y'all doing this to me? And he said, "You did this to yourself." I said, "No, I didn't. I'm being falsely accused. I'm innocent, and I've been lied on. They've been trying to prank call the police and think it's funny." He wasn't trying to hear any of that. They were so determined to falsely accuse me of being guilty. Had their minds made up that I'm guilty. Excuse me. So then, I went into the well, I mean, I guess they put me in this medical office. In the medical office, people seemed like they were nice, and the main thing, they try to ask me about my damn mental health, and they were trying to emphasize more on mental health, but they were trying to ask me about my health and substance abuse, and excuse me, when my last menstrual period was and stuff like that. You know, I don't. Maybe they did, but no, I don't think they even asked me if I was pregnant. Um, excuse me, and the officer forced me to take off my shoelaces, untie my shoelaces. At first, I was trying to refuse because I know I'm innocent. I didn't do anything wrong. And then he's like, "Well, if you don't take out your shoestrings, I'm gonna make you take your shoes, take all your shoes off or whatever. And then he tried to rough handle and force my jacket off, you know, and and they try to tell me I have to have only one layer of clothes and stuff. It's too damn cold. So then, well, somehow, I mean, they told me, but it seemed like they didn't force me to take off. I mean, they try to make it like I have to have a choice between my shirt and my hoodie, and I couldn't have both. But they didn't say anything about me having two layers of pants. So I guess I ended up going in there with both my shirt and my hoodie and both pairs of pants. And I went inside. I don't remember what else that was said or done or whatever. Excuse me, but they had a somewhat lighter skinned, masculine, butch, female sodomite. I don't know if to call them jail guards or correctional officers. And she molested me too. All touching my tits and them spreading my legs or whatever. And doing the fake pat downs or whatever. And I don't remember who it was who sent me in the same room as the last time. And when I got in there was 6 of us women instead of the whole jail dorm being, that room being filled. This time it was like less than half of the room filled. And the women in the jail dorm were much nicer this time than the last time. It was chaotic the last time. But everything was more quiet this time. And and they had this Hispanic female, looked like her hair was so long that was past her butt. And she talked like a black female from the hood or whatever. Excuse me. And I kind of, she had Masonic red and black checkerboard pajama pants. And I think she was like the stuff I was mentioning in my short story yesterday. It seemed like she was perping me by kind of telling me certain things about my short story. I mean, telling me certain things with like directed conversation with my short story, Excuse me. And then she mentioned that she has a girlfriend. So she swings the wrong way, if you get what I mean. Excuse me, but she didn't. She must have been the feminine one, because even though she tried to act hood, but more like feminine, she didn't act like masculine, And then they had another Hispanic female. She was kind of limping, and she had her hair look like a little bit Masonic burgundy, like highlights or whatever. But she didn't tell me much or nothing. And then they had 3 black women on the other side, and one of them said she was from Mississippi. She had I don't know if that was a wig, but it looked like she had the Masonic fake red hair, but she seemed like she was very nice and supportive and trying to help me feel better. Excuse me, trying to help me have some more hope, with the situation. And she said that she was excuse me, and she said that she said that she was you know, put in jail on false charges also. She said that she wasn't even driving at the time, and she was falsely accused of illegally stealing a vehicle or operating a unauthorized operation or stealing a vehicle or something. And she said she hadn't even been driving, and she said she had been in jail since Tuesday, but they let her out last night. And so, but she said, yeah, that they're following through with the fake charges with her. And I'm like, wow, that's very messed up, you know. And then they had another female that was on the other side at the bottom bunk. I didn't have much interaction with her, but the one at the top bunk said that her cousin was the person who was, like, I think the last person who was identified that died in that with the New Year's terrorist attack. And I'm like, wow. So I'm like, well, if that really happened, then it must have been real and not a psyop. If her cousin really passed away or was murdered in that incident, you know. And I'm like, wow. So you're the cousin of the last person who was, you know, I guess identified or pronounced dead or something, in you know, the New Year's terrorist attack. I'm like, this is crazy. So, you know, mostly the women in there this time around, they were more nice and more respectful. And about 10:30, the jail guards came in there. One of them was, I guess, was the head jail guard. I didn't know what time it was. I kept asking what time it was, and I tried to explain and defend my innocence. And they were trying to just tell me, be quiet, don't worry about it, or whatever. And they said I had 4 criminal charges. I'm like, wait a minute, what did I do? And they just told me criminal mischief. I'm like, again? And I'm like, well, what are the other 3? They didn't want to tell me. And they said something about a $400 bond or something, you know. And they said something. I couldn't understand exactly what they were trying to say, and I was in panic, excuse me. And right when I'm talking about that, they hit me with weapons causing me to pass gas. And then I didn't know what time it was, and the younger jail guard got an attitude with me and said that she told the other 2 girls what time it was. I said, well, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. And they kept telling me sit down. Well, because we were laying down and it was all quiet. And they said, well, y'all sit up during roll call and sit up so the security cameras can see y'all. Or something they said, you know. Excuse me. And so, but like at some point before, I guess, the roll call, I had an emotional breakdown and cried really hard, but not for long. And it's like I was freaking out and panicking. And, you know, I'm trying to not cry again. And, excuse me. And then they sent me out, and they went to go through my valuables. And it was a young black guy that looked like he was no older than 22 years old. Come to find out his name was, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, a young black guy named Terrell Eccles. Tirrell. His first name, his last name is Acclise. Excuse me. And he was the one, I guess, doing an inventory on all my belongings. And he was bitching and crying. He was like a crybaby, bitching about my bags being too heavy. And I'm like, I'm a female, and I'm a female, and you a guy, and how are you complaining when about my bags being too heavy? And then he said, well, we and you gonna be a while because you got a whole lot of stuff. I said, well, what do you expect? I'm homeless. And so then excuse me. And then he was going through my stuff, and he was making like snotty remarks or looking at my stuff weird, like some of my belongings and stuff. And he was violating my OCD, and when he touched something that I felt was dirty, I asked him if he could change gloves, and he kept ignoring me on purpose, and got an attitude with me and was looking at me like I was crazy and doing weird stuff. And then he saw this bag of candy that someone gave me from a convention when I was panhandling about a month or two ago, and I forgot. I didn't even realize I still had the candy in my bag. And he said, "Oh, a bag of candy? Oh," he had the super looking smile on his face, playing sight games, and he said, "Oh, a bag of candy? Oh yeah, I'ma definitely change my gloves now." And then he fake changed his gloves when he wanted to, not when I asked him to. And they didn't care about helping me feel better or feel safe. It seemed like they wanted to deliberately and on purpose make me feel as miserable as possible, because they had their fake minds made up that I'm fucking guilty. But then when I try to explain, but I'm innocent, they didn't want to hear it, and they say, "Oh, that's not my problem. I'm just doing my job. I don't want to hear it." But that guy was bossy, narcissistic, controlling, and disrespectful, and abusive. And I kept telling him how he was making me feel. And he was playing sight games. And I said, "What is your name?" And he lied and said his name was James. Excuse me. And he was rude to the point where it fucked my mind up. And I should have called him a gang stalker to his face, but it wasn't until after I went back in the jail dorm that it dawned on me that he acted the way he acted because he's a perp. And a perp with a narcissistic personality. So and they kept trying to force me to stand at this one spot. Oh, at the beginning, excuse me, at the beginning of him searching my stuff, I asked, "Where's my phone?" And then he said, "Oh, it's right here." And I said, "Well, is it turned off?" He said, "Yeah." And I said, I was just wanting to make sure it was turned off because I was live streaming during the arrest. And then he falsely accused. He said he acted like as if he was trying to make it like I was expecting to live stream while in jail. I'm like, no, I just wanted to make sure my phone in the live stream was turned off. Excuse me, I just wanted to make sure it was turned off. And he tried to play sight games. And he tried to falsely accuse me of expecting to do a live stream while in jail, and I wasn't even thinking like that. But narcs who think that they know your mind better than you, I would just want to make sure the live stream was turned off. Excuse me. And that's just mucus in my throat. I'm sorry. I wanted to make sure the live stream was turned off, and I was thinking about, oh, my phone battery, once I get out or whatever, but excuse me, once I got out of the jail, my phone battery was at 84%. And it looked like the live stream automatically turned off after 20 minutes or so. But it captured like 30 minutes. I guess it would have been 50, almost an hour or so. But the cops even kept lying to me about my phone. But then come to find out, they lied to me about my phone because they were guilty, because they know they broke my phone. Excuse me, they broke my phone. So see, they talked to me with weapons, making me pass gas. Excuse me. With the mucus in my throat, y'all, from the tooth abscess. But excuse me. So then, with him being that much younger than me and thinking he could handle me, he said, "You come back," and I wasn't even trying to come behind the counter. I stepped aside. I stepped to the side to make sure that he wasn't trying to violate me. He was violating me right in front of my face and touching my stuff in ways that I didn't want him touching, or the way he was handling my stuff. And then he dropped my underclothes on the floor on purpose, and then try to make like it was a fake accident. And then he didn't even apologize or say sorry or excuse me or nothing. And then I said, you're violating my belongings, with my OCD and everything, And he's like, your belongings is violating me. And it's like, I kept on, like, on the verge of meltdown, because he just, I even felt like when the police rough handled me and threw me to the ground, I felt violated, and I felt like they violated my belongings even then. And I told them, don't snoop through my stuff. They did anyway. And then the guy put my stuff back the way he wanted to, rather than the way it was already put back. Like, totally disrespectful. I told him to his face he's disrespectful and abusive and narcissistic and all that, And he was a very disrespectful perp. Like, he had it out for me from the beginning. Excuse me. So I think he dropped my underwear or my underclothes. They were clean until he dropped them on the floor, made them dirty, and now I have to wash everything. And he said, you come behind this counter, I'm gonna put you back up. Like, put me back in the jail dorm, or I guess. And then, and I'm like, wow, you're talking to me like as if you're threatening to put a dog back in a kennel or something. So, see, they're trying to cause a Charlie horse in my left arm as well. So then they had this black female, maybe approximately, might be my height or an inch taller. And her name tag said Y. Her initial was Y. Like, I don't know if her name would have been Yolanda or Yvonne or Yvette or something. Starts with a Y. As in Y, like yesterday, start with a Y. And her last name Smith. And she walked up to him, the fake Terrell Eccles perp. She walked up to him and was instigating and said, "You all right?" with a deceitful looking smile on her face, and then I guess he said yeah or whatever, and it's like, and I called her out on instigating, and that they were instigating and trying to make me look really crazy. And then they had another fake jail guard named, his first name starts with a T, but his last name was Harris. They were all black, and and he was kind of instigating and trying to make me look crazy as well. And had another one. He had his hair dyed blonde, and his name was Devin Shropshire or something like that, you know. And so they, you know, checked my belongings, and then Y. Smith put me back into the jail dorm, and then they had this wait a minute, hold up. Yeah, I think when they just before they took me out to do the inventory on my belongings, they sent a black female in, and I don't know if she was drunk or having a so-called mental breakdown or what was going on, but she came in there, she was crying and breaking down, and she was extremely dirty. I don't know if she was homeless. And I freaked out because I didn't want her to get close to her or touch me, and I didn't have my rubbing alcohol. You know, they illegally confiscate everything you got except the clothes on your back and everything. So I'm like, please, and then of all fucking beds, she come right next to me. Like, damn, they had all the other beds over there. Why you come by me? And, so they took me out just in time. And then, I think they took me out and sent me to do the inventory right after she came in. And while I was doing the inventory, they were saying that she was too dangerous, that she was gonna hurt someone up in there. And she came in there and said that the police is trying to kill her or something. And the police, excuse me, and she showed us this wound on her arm. It wasn't bloody, but it was like a pierced, fresh-looking wound that was not bloody, but she was crying and hysterical, and as I said, I don't know if she was drunk or drugged out or what was going on, and so she came in there. She mentioned she was 21 years old, and she said that, I wasn't even really hysterical, but I broke down and cried, But, excuse me. And so I guess they put her in this solitary confinement room or something like that. And, you know, and, then after they worked on an inventory with me, after a little, and the paperwork said military time 2316, meaning 1116 yatin, the minute of the numbers that I hate on purpose. That was the time they gang stalked and perked me with those numbers, number harassment with that time of them doing calling me in, I guess, to do the inventory. And that was after the 10:30 roll call. What you mean roll call? Y'all the ones throw us in there. Where else do we have to escape to go? So anyway, so then after that, I had to use the. I mean, I was holding my pee in for a while, and holding my doo doo in because I didn't want to shit while in jail. But thankfully, my menstruation was already up. I was like the first time of like last year with the arrest. I was almost off of it, but still on my menstrual period. Sorry for TMI, but my menstruation had just come up. Excuse me. So I'm not on it anymore, and like I peed. I went to use the bathroom. I didn't doo doo, and I went to wash my hands, and I was in the middle of washing my hands, and Y. Smith got an attitude with me when she called me, and I was in the middle of washing my hands, and she got real mad at me. And then they treat you like you deserve to be punished, and with vicious hate anger. And she did the fingerprinting, and she was rough handling and slamming and jerking my hands around, and was getting mad, getting mad at me and yelling at me. And I was very sleep deprived and spacing out and everything, you know. And she been like, and she looked like she looked like she was about 25. And then the fake Terrell perp came by, and they were like joking and flirting at each other. And they're like, oh, so they act like they got something sexual going on, or they must like each other. Excuse me. And so then, after she got done, and then like she was spraying something, and I was trying to not let it get on my hair. I didn't know what it was, and she kept getting mad at me for moving back to avoid, And then it's like as if she wanted to spray my hair on purpose and ruin it even more. And she kept getting mad at me because I kept trying to step back, And then she tried to make a fake justification to call me crazy, or make me out to be very crazy. They all had a certain ghetto, narcissistic, fake opinion about me. Like, they made it like as if I was the biggest piece of work in jail. Excuse me. That they treated me like I was crazy, and used that as an excuse to bully me and justify, treating me with abuse. Oh, and also when I called that fake Terrell perp, I called him a bully to his face. And he said, oh, I ain't never a bully. He said, I hate bullies. Motherfucker, how you gonna hate? You hate yourself, you gonna hate what you are? Well, I didn't ask him, do you hate yourself or do you hate who you are? But I was thinking that in my head. But I called him a bully to his face. And and so that fake Y. Smith perp, she acted like as if she'd been a ghetto, narcissistic, fake bully all her life. And they try to bully and psychologically, verbally, and mentally handle me like a rag doll. And then, after she was frustrated with me and mad at me, after the fingerprinting and handprinting or whatever, she pointed to the left. She pointed for me to walk to the left. And so I walked to the left, and she got an attitude and said, where you going? I said, walk this way. Her face was twisted up mad, like as if she was trying to bully and intimidate me and stuff, and try to frighten and instill fear. And so I said, well, you told me to walk that way. She said, no, I told you to walk this way. I said, no, you told me to walk that way. She said, no, I told you to walk this way. I said, no, you told me to walk that way. And she got mad at me for demanding the last word and the truth. And so she got mad and said, you make me want, she balled up her fist and said, you make me want to blow you out or something like that, she said. She balled her fist like as if she was gonna, about to physically assault me or do me something. And it's like, well, they just keep on threatening me. And there was this card that looked like a debit card that I didn't realize it was my card from the last time I was in jail. And I guess, I don't know if there's money on it still. I'm like, because that card, I didn't realize it was in my wallet. And I'm like, wait a minute, but that's not my card. Excuse me. And I'm like, that's someone else's card. And he said, the fake Terrell perp said, he said, well, just throw it away. And if you spend any money on it, if you spend any money off of it, you're coming back to jail. But I didn't realize, because I didn't even realize that was in my wallet and that was the same debit card from last time I was in jail. And if that is my card, I'm gonna double check. If it is my card, that debit card thing, I do remember receiving a debit card with money on it, but they didn't take any cash out. I still have the $4 in cash. They didn't take it and put it on a debit card. But if I remember correctly, that other debit card from jail last time, if that's the same card, had between $6 and $8 of value on the card. And so then I went back inside the jail dorm, and I could not sleep at all. And I had nothing to eat or drink. Yesterday, after I got out of the motel, it was freezing cold. I tried to go to the bakery. They didn't have donuts. Then I went to the Latin grocery store. They had the cake that I like. I bought 2 pieces. But I guess when I got wrongfully arrested, I was gonna save the other piece for today to eat if I didn't go to jail. So the officers, when they wrongfully arrested me and threw me in jail, I guess the piece of cake, they must have threw that away. So, and they ignored me when I was trying to tell them to pick my little other bag up, and I didn't realize that was the bag with the cake, and I guess they threw it away. And yeah, but so like at the fake Terrell Ecclese, he kept on looking at my like my special soap that I use. He looked at that weird. My amazing grass supplement, the container, he looked at that weird. My Himalayan pink salt, he looked at that weird. He looked at my jar of coconut oil weird. And certain other of my items he looked at weird. And I guess as a way to put me down and make me feel bad and try to insult me. But I let them know. But me telling the officers or the fake jail guards how dirty they are and how they make me feel, it didn't really faze them one bit. So, excuse me. Excuse me. I'm trying to remember as much of any detail as possible from last night and this morning. So then, but that fake T. Harris was instigating and laughing also, you know. And that fake T. Harris perp, I don't know what his first name is. Excuse me. But excuse me. But Devin Shropshire with the gold hair, he was fake nice at first, but then you know, I don't know exactly what time it was. I guess it, I mean, by the time I was out the doors, my phone said 2:12 a.m. in the morning. But it was about one. It was before 1:30. It was like 1:23 or something like that in the morning when they did the fingerprinting. And then when I had to sign the paperwork and get all my belongings, that Devin Shropshire, he tried to say something about, well, how do you get to live stream and you're homeless? But they got a lot of people on TikTok that live stream and they're homeless. You know, and he made some remark that he tried to act like as if I don't want my belongings. And I'm like, wait a minute, how you gonna say I act like I don't want my belongings if I was trying to untie the knot from the bag that was attached to my backpack? And then excuse me, it seemed like as if that fake Terrell Eccles perp, you know, he just violated and messed my bags and the stuff in my bags that he was touching or whatever. But he tried to say that, oh, I have to do this, you know. I'm like, but, you know, can you at least be more respectful with my belongings, you know? But no, they didn't care. But anyway, but Devin also looked like he's no more than 22 years old. And I mean, some of the jail guards look like hood thug criminals themselves. They look like they've been in jail before, you know. But excuse me. But you know, and when Devin made that joke about excuse me, when he made that joke about, oh, how are you able to you know, live stream and you're homeless? And I said, well, I get a social security check. That's how I'm able to have a phone in order to do such. But they have such thing as government phones, but every time I would try to apply for a government phone, because of the gang stalkers in Los Angeles made false reports on me, and weird things happened. And then they said that one of the phone companies shut down while my account was still open. The company shut down while my account was still open, and that made it hard for me to ever get a government phone ever again. So that's why I've been paying for my phone with the social security check. So I cannot get a government phone, so I've been paying $60 a month for my phone with the social security check. It was $50, but then after the police incident, I've been having to pay $60. After the police incident from last year when they broke my phone, it caused it to malfunction. So, and then Devin made some other joke they made, I don't remember. But then as I was walking out to be released, T. Harris, I think, was the one that released me. Or was it Devin Shropshire? I don't remember. And the fake Terrell Eccles perp said, he kept mumbling under his breath. you know. And if he could order me around and tell me what to do, but if I tell him what to do, he'll look at me like as if I'm fucking crazy or something. Like, oh, you ain't gonna tell me what to do. But you're way younger than me. Fuck being a jail guard. You're younger than me. You're young enough to be my child. You are. You ain't 25, 26 years old. You're like not far from childhood. You're like you just graduated from high school last year. Excuse me. And so he tried to be immature and try to say, my name is James. My name. Now, like, what? He was trying to mumble, my name is James. And then the fake T. Harris perp ignorantly laughed and said, boy, you're so stupid, ha ha ha, or something like that. And I said, what did he say? He said, oh, he said his name is James. And so I walked out and, you know, try to sort and organize my belongings. I couldn't, like, he violated my stuff so much that I couldn't even clean and sanitize. And when the cops wrongfully threw me to the ground, all my clothes was, you know, violated, that I have to do laundry and don't have the money. Excuse me. And so then I guess I sorted my stuff out, my belongings. I sorted out so I could be able to carry my stuff the way I did before the arrest. And it's like certain of my belongings I feel like it's contaminated and I gotta throw it away and replace certain things. Certain things can't be replaced. Oh, and he was also looking at my MP3 players very weird. And he acting like he never saw a USB flash drive before. And asked, what are these? I said, those are USB flash drive for computer. The fake Terrell Eclipse perk. But anyway, but I went and asked the ladies about the people at the bond office were nice this time. It was different women. They were nice this time. And they told me that was my card from when I was there the last time. I said, oh, I didn't realize, you know. They said, yeah, that's your card. I said, oh, okay, but they were very nice, you know. So then I left, and then I started live streaming, and fake Darnell was harassing me. Like, I started live streaming about 2:50 in the morning. Excuse me. They hit me with weapons, making me pass gas. I'm sorry, when they sometimes force urinate, force diarrhea, and lately they've been trying to force fart me on purpose to humiliate me. Excuse me. And so the fake Darnell Williams perp bragged and laughed about how he was the one who called the police and lied to them and said, and I got screenshots in the community post. He bragged and laughed about being the one to lie to the police and prank call and say that I broke into the library and trashed the computers or something. I don't remember what he lied and said. So I wasn't understanding yesterday with the so-called roll call. I wasn't understanding what those ladies were trying to tell me. You know, excuse me. So they said I was gonna get out, I guess. They spoke in a way that I didn't understand. They weren't even straightforward with me. And so then the Hispanic female that tried to be black that has a girlfriend, she was the one, you know, trying to lecture me about how I should keep my mouth shut and try to tell me that, oh, the more you talk, they're going to keep you in here, they're going to bump you to the back and keep you in here longer if you don't be quiet and just listen or whatever. Now, like, but wait a minute, I was trying to figure out, they said they wouldn't tell me at the time what all my criminal charges were. So when I did the fingerprinting with what's her name? Y. Smith. Y. Smith. Excuse me, she said, do you know what you in here for? I said, not really. And she said, "You in here for criminal mischief, resisting arrest, and resisting arrest to failure to identify." And so I said, well, what was the fourth charge? And they said, "Oh, they dropped that charge." And I'm like, "Well, can you tell me what it was supposed to be?" And then the fake T. Harris tried to falsely accuse me of wanting to have a fourth criminal charge and trying to insinuate that I was being ungrateful, and then say, "You ought to be lucky that they dropped the charge. What, do you want a fourth charge, criminal charge?" I'm like, "No, I just needed to know what was the fourth fake charge at first. I want them and need them to drop all of it because I keep telling y'all I'm innocent." And I kept trying to tell them I'm innocent, and they kept on saying, "Well, it's not my problem. You take that up with the judge," and this, that, whatever, you know. I forgot to mention that part during the fingerprinting. Certain details I forgot. But I think this is all I can remember for now, of everything that happened. And there was some certain things I was saying at the beginning of the video, this video, of being targeted individuals being falsely accused and wrongfully framed and set up and taken to jail. Excuse me, and then being extra mocked and bullied and abused, and when they're falsely accused of doing things that they didn't do. And then I noticed that, targeted or not, when someone is falsely accused of committing a crime, the police handle them worse than when they really are guilty of something. When they really are guilty and got caught. But when you're falsely accused of something, they handle you much harsher. I don't understand why. Excuse me. And what they did to me yesterday was police brutality. And with the arrest from February of last year, people have in the TI community said that I have a right to, that I should get a lawyer and sue the police officers for false imprisonment and kidnapping. But even the fake public defender was a perp, and I hope that he won't be my public defender this time. So I have to go to court on Tuesday, February 4th, 2025 this year. And not on a Wednesday this time. It's Tuesday. And then, like this time, I don't think it will be any deferred prosecution. And then, the last arrest, excuse me, the prosecutors and stuff at the court said that they don't dismiss any cases. And they said that they don't throw any cases out. So I have to go through this process all over again. Because fake Darnell thought it was funny to fucking lie on somebody. So I'm like, so even if there's evidence that someone is innocent, you're still going to prosecute them and criminally charge them anyway, all for fake money and quotas? I'm not guilty. And then the fake Erica Frost made a fake video and fake documented my live stream against my permission. And she perps right along with the fake Mark Russell perp. And fake Mark Russell made another fake brand new account and was making fake cruel harassing comments in my live stream while I was getting arrested. And fake Mark Russell and Erica Frost, they're my twin sisters' fake cult following flying monkeys, right along with that fake perp Zach and the fake Darnell Williams perp and Anthony and all the rest of them. And I don't even know if Cindy works with my twin sister, perping. you know. So then the fake Darnell Williams perp illegally got a copy of the police report before I did. The internet stalkers got a copy of my own police report before I did. He prank called the police. They just doing all kinds of fucked up dirty shit, y'all. Excuse me, this is not funny at all. So this morning, some kind of way, I don't know how my phone jumped to 3 o'clock to 5 o'clock. Some kind of way, I don't know. And before I knew it, my phone said 5:23 or something like that. And when I was doing the live stream, they're like, no, it's 4:23 or something. I don't remember what time it was. And I'm like, wait a minute. So I had to fix my phone to put the time back properly, you know. And excuse me. Excuse me. So thanks for being up with me in the middle of the night and with my live stream after the jail incident. And I was able to get me something to eat. I had a full stack of pancakes at IHOP. But I bought some milk and I got me some water. That was my breakfast. And then for lunch, after that, I went to the library. After the IHOP, then I went to the library, and the server was nice and respectful, but then they had another worker that was all on her phone, and she got an attitude with me when I tried to ask her if she could pull my rain poncho down, and she acted like she didn't want to do it. But eventually, she did it like a lazy way. She wanted to get someone else. I'm like, well, I was trying to ask if you can do it. You know, it doesn't take much, you know. But, and then I took a short bus ride to the library, and I live streamed, you know, and then I told the librarian and the library police officer what the cops did to me yesterday. And also, as soon as the library opened, there was a white female that called, and they said that on the caller ID, it said Connie Burnett. And when they asked her asked her, you know, for her name and stuff, they said that she just wanted to remain anonymous. And they said, well, if it's showing up on her caller ID, it's showing up on her caller ID, her name and stuff, but she wanted to remain anonymous. And she tried to fake call the library and say that I was screaming and cursing. And they said, well, you live streamed before the library was open. And I said, yeah. And they said, well, they say, you know, it's not even any big problem. You know, so they see what's going on. And, excuse me, the stalkers trying to deliberately, wrongfully, you know, try as hard as they can, desperately, to get me wrongfully kicked out of and banned from the library again. And the stalkers are lying and saying I'm trespassed. If I was trespassed from the library, then I would not have been, the librarians and the library police would not have allowed me to go to the library. So I was allowed to go to the library today. And I dozed off and slept for like 2 hours. Remember, I was in jail. I had no sleep last night. None. And I had only 4 hours the night before and the previous couple of nights, you know, little to no sleep. So you gotta end up sleeping somehow. And then I woke up, like I think I fell asleep at 9:48 this morning. And then I woke up, it was, my phone said 11:48. And then I saw that someone donated me enough for a motel night. I stood around. I mean, I stayed at the library for a little bit, and then um, I don't remember if it was one something. I came and it was raining and a little bit warm. I put my stuff back. I mean, I put my stuff down, and then I try to redeem this 10-piece nuggets from Wendy's on that app. And well, I had a difficult time with it at first, but eventually we worked everything out. And so I had the chili and cheese baked potato and some lemonade and the free 10-piece nugget, and I bought me a frosty keychain, and I got me a mixed of both vanilla and chocolate frosty. And and then um and then by the time I was walking back to the motel after I set my paid for the room and sat my stuff down, went to Wendy, then came back, it started to be like cold. The weather started to get colder, and it started to be like cold rain. You know. So I'm doing this not for telling all my business or nothing, but this is for my gang stalking documentation and diary, open diary and gang stalking documentation, letting people know documenting what's going on with the gang stalking and harassment and them being so malicious and stuff. Now, when the fake Darnell Williams prank called the Gretna police, excuse me, he prank called the Gretna police on December 21st, and you know, lied and said that he was driving by and heard me screaming and shouting and cursing, and the police did what they did, and that was live streamed also, and then and that didn't work. He didn't succeed at getting me wrongfully in jail that time, but he went to be more bogus and lie and say that he lied and said that I broke into and burglarized and did something with the computers or whatever. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't even do that. But I'm gonna tell y'all this: I try to contact, from the last police incident, I try to contact legal aid and pro bono lawyers and all, and they all ignored my calls and emails and stuff. So, in dealing with the fake public defender last time, he had his mind made up to wrongfully believe that I was guilty, and he swindled me out of $200, and with the fake deferred prosecution and he bullied me into not taking it to trial. Excuse me. He was also not trying to hear it when I was trying to inform him about the gang stalking, and couldn't find out he's one of them. He flashed satanic hand signs at me. Excuse me. Excuse me. And I noticed that ever since after I got out of jail today, the online stalkers, when someone makes a supportive comment, and the online stalkers, make sure that that people commenting have more likes on their comments than my own actual video. And I don't see that on any other YouTuber. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, and then they're using numbers that I hate. The number that becomes between 15 and 17 that I hate. They putting that many numbers. And then the online stalkers are lying and saying that I'm committing crimes, and the fake M Stone also came in my live stream recently and said, "Oh, don't forget Candy, we own you," or whatever. And they try to talk about that. Oh, anyone who donates, y'all gonna go down with Candy and her crimes too. And they try to falsely accuse me of committing IRS fraud, and that's not even true. Excuse me. And went to try to file my taxes last year, and they said that that I didn't make enough, or didn't make much, that I made so little that it would have been that I wouldn't have got much or nothing anyway. I think they said I was gonna get like $6 back in taxes or something. I don't remember. Not much money at all. And they told me don't even worry about trying to file the taxes. So I tried. I did my part. I tried. They told me I didn't really earn enough money to have to file taxes. So I get almost nothing on my ebooks and my ebooks and stuff like that. And Google AdSense and whatever else, they will send you a tax form if you earned any money. So I took that also to the to the tax place last year. So you stalkers, y'all don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. They trying to wrongfully, they trying to make a fake gang stalking smear campaign case to falsely justify, trying to falsely frame me for IRS and Social Security tax fraud. Like in 2023, when I was in Bloomington, Texas, and they made like a so-called reevaluation for Social Security Administration, and the stalkers kept illegally hacking in and sabotaging the phone interview, and so we were forced to have to cancel it. And then a couple of weeks later, they set me up with a perp that was abusive and very traumatizing towards me, to the point where I don't even want to deal with talk to anyone who works for Social Security anymore. I'm tired of being abused by Social Security workers. And so, and because of that Social Security incident, I was traumatized and having nightmares, and almost every night having nightmares about being wrongfully locked up and put away in prison for life. They used the gang stalking dream manipulation nightmares. So, yeah, I think that anyone who's victims of swatting, or that documentary that I showed, I forgot what the name of it was. I shared it in my community post a couple of weeks ago. And then if you hear about swatting, I think that people who are victims of swatting, I think they're targeted individuals as well, and suffering gang stalking. I think swatting is a gang stalking tactic. And they say you do not have to have a whole SWAT team. They say somebody got to do is prank call the police and tell them a lie about you committing such a crime, and have the police to come and I heard some people could get killed by that. I could have gotten seriously injured by the cops. I mean, they could have slammed my head even harder. I probably could have been needing to be in a hospital right now. And the fake Darnell Williams the online threats and harassment. But then when I said, you need your ass beat, he tried to be a crybaby in my live stream earlier this morning. Talking about, me threatening him. I'm like, motherfucker, you make death threats at me every day and I'm supposed to ignore it? You make threats to send the cops to do a cavity search up my butthole. He needs to be fucking investigated. My twin sister needs to be investigated. They all do. I think that fake Connie Burnett or whoever that was, I think that was probably Cindy. Excuse me, and the online stalkers, and I think that's the fake Aquarian Doris perp that's behind the fake account that says Candy Grand Prix is a scammer. And they were talking about they were rubbing their hands together, waiting around for my arraignment for February 4th. Excuse me, and talk about how they're going to contact the judge and tell them about me having bad character. So they have it in plan to smear campaign me to the judge and lie to the judge about me. Like, these internet strangers are too invasive in my personal life. They get deep and personal with stuff I don't even mention on social media. Like, with them wanting to know my mailing address and contacting them to slander me and stuff, or threatening to. I got screenshots and evidence of everything well, not everything, but I don't have the opportunity to download all their slanderous videos and stuff. But at least the comments, I can screenshot those. And they're trying to, excuse me, and kind of find out Asia. We figured out the other day that Asia is one of the satanic sex traffickers, and Asia turned out to be a perp. She was fake nice, and then after I figured her out, then she started threatening me. And that T-Boy 89 admitted to me in my live stream in the middle of the night. I blocked her a second time. She admitted to me. I mean, I blocked her because that first time I blocked her for making like a rude comment. But then she insisted on wanting to help me or whatever afterwards. And she said she felt bad about how she treated me or whatever. But then she revealed and admitted to me this morning that she was a Freemason. I mean, part of the order. My words not coming out right. Part of the Order of the Eastern Star. Well, not knowing that she was part of that, I mean, she donated me $80 for a room, and I don't remember if she donated a couple of dollars before. And I don't know if she donated me $20 or $5. I don't remember. But she revealed to me that she's part of the Order of the Eastern Star. I didn't know until this morning, so I had to cut off all contact with her. And I'm like, wow, well, if I would have known that, I would have kept you blocked, or I would not have accepted any money from you. You know, Order of the Eastern Star is the female version of the Freemasons. Excuse me. So, during June of last year, when I tried to get a hotel room to put my belongings, since I couldn't take my stuff to court, the fake Darnell Williams prank called and lied to La Quinta and showed them old videos, and he had me wrongfully permanently banned from all Wyndham hotels, using old videos. On purpose so I wouldn't have a room. And so that all my belongings can be thrown away. I don't have a car, and I don't have any family or friends' house where I can put my belongings while I go to court. And they told me I couldn't have all that stuff in the courtroom. All my stuff. So, fake Darnell, that's not even your real name. He doesn't even care that he really fucked me up. Again, they prank called the police and lied and said that they owned that house at 936 Huey Long Avenue. The cops wouldn't let me explain myself, and I was very confused. And they rough handled and abused me, and I got wrongfully arrested and taken to jail last year. It was like about 15 or 20 minutes after one of my videos had uploaded. It wasn't even a live stream, it was a regular video. And so, they think that is funny. So I came on here to do a regular video. I'm gonna talk about it when y'all ask me about it in the live stream. But I just wanted to do like a clear, uninterrupted, regular video version of me talking about the jail incident, because I didn't want to be getting frustrated in the midst of me telling y'all, and he's sitting there sabotaging and manipulating the live stream like he does. But I heard that people can do at least 20 years or life in prison for swatting innocent people, and that shit is not funny. You excuse me, and nobody wants to see the evidence of the daily, almost daily death threats. With them threatening to throw me in the river. But then I said, you need your ass beat, and then you want to come bitching and crying in my live stream. Get out of here. But I don't know if Connie Burnett and Cindy is the same person. Excuse me. And Erica Frost and fake ass Mark Russell, they both look like they're younger than me. Excuse me. Especially Erica Frost. Because you're not going to be 41, 42 years old trying to be an aspiring rapper now. And you're a loser and a failure in life, that your ass is not even famous, and you're a white girl pretending to be a fake rapper talking about you're the white Remy Ma. Get the fuck out of here. There's some gang stalking, fake satanic sex trafficking criminals. They wait till I have no money and bad weather to attack me the worst. But it took me under 2 hours for me to talk about what happened. So I don't know. I don't think I'll be able to upload this tonight because of the internet connection. So probably, well, let's see, tomorrow's Saturday, huh? Probably tomorrow y'all won't be able to see this. Tomorrow's the biological mom Frances' birthday, and she's deceased. And I need help with as many more hotel nights and food as possible. And, excuse me, and I think I'm gonna do a separate video. I need to get me some rest, but not now. But I need to do a separate video about how I need to do a separate video about how a continuation of why 2024 was bad. I need to do a part two. I didn't get to finish it. And then already it's been not even 2 weeks. And 2025 seems like as if it's a continuation of 2024, but worse already. And I won't be surprised if I end up being murdered this year. So thanks for listening to me. I love y'all. I'm about to get on a live stream